we all do things that we love to do. We look after our health of ourselves and our family. We might be engaged in a ecological restoration project, or be volunteers for a certain project that you care about. And none of us really expect to be paid for those things, but we recognize that those things generate a benefit for ourselves and for our family and even our community. And in some cases, they generate a benefit for the world community, where we're doing things about restoring rainforests and cleaning the air and cleaning the water. And all those things matter in the long term. So that creates a benefit. And we've just, until now, accepted that's great. We did a good thing. Aren't we terrific? We created a benefit that's helpful for the quality of our life. But if you think about, being in your workplace, you're creating a benefit by creating a product that someone wants to buy and use. And, that's a benefit for the company, and you get paid for doing that. It seemed to me, when I was thinking about this, that we really should be getting some sort of remuneration, some sort of recognition for the benefits that we're generating. And so what we're looking at is not looking at the actual physical asset. We're not looking for anyone to buy or sell a piece of land with more trees on it. We're not looking to offset someone's bad behavior for someone's good behavior and kind of have the two equal out. We're just recognizing that people are already doing things that are good for themselves and the planet. And more of that could be done, especially if they were recognized and remunerated for it. So what we're really doing is having people consider that the product of their beneficial personal effort is something that we can measure, and that is something that we can put a value on. Now, if I was only doing that myself and Sarah was only doing that herself, and we had a tiny little piece of some sort of valuable asset to sell, it wouldn't really work. But by aggregating a lot of people together, and by combining the benefits that they generate, we can make a really big pool of these benefits, and we can set them up so that they work like a share from a company that institutional investors can buy. Now, as Sarah was saying before, that's great news for institutional investors, because they've got this great weight of money and an obligation to invest it in this sector. And they can't, because there's not enough big deals. It's sort of like if you imagine that you had $100 to invest, and the only deals you'd like to be able to buy, a couple of deals for $50 or 3 deals for $33 each. But actually all you can buy is 5-cent deals, and you need to have 2,000 of them to spend the $100. And you've got to look after each 5-cent project, and you've got to report on it and measure it. It's just all too hard to do for one person, one individual investment organization. And we actually need a system that meets the need and matches the scale. So the exciting thing about what we're doing here is, by being able to measure the benefits that you generate yourself, and by joining you with a group of like-minded people who share your values in a mutual company, we can then sell the product, the benefit of your time and your energy and your effort and your conscious intention, to investors who recognize that that's actually doing good for the world. And they also recognize that they're getting an asset and they're getting a dividend because of the way we've structured the company. So the beautiful
Tim,
thing about this...
something I just want to drop in there. It's a really
Yeah.
interesting idea, because it's one of the things that we can do this with is health and well-being. When you improve your health and well-being, there's a value to that. Obviously, there's actually a value to the community, not only to yourself, in having
Right.
better health and well-being. The really interesting thing about this idea is we can put together lots and lots and lots of people's health and well-being, which has tremendous value, and turn that into shares that those large institutions can buy. But it doesn't take your health and well-being away from you. They're not
No.
buying your health and well-being. They're just, it's like they're investing in the work the work or the effort that you put in to maintain your health and well-being, or that people put in to maintain and improve ecosystems, but they never actually get to own that thing. So that's very important to understand, because sometimes it's like, oh, I don't want somebody else to own me or my health and well-being. That's the beauty of it. They don't need to do that. They don't actually
If
own anything, but it's a recognition of the value of what we're all doing.
if you're baking and selling cakes, you would sell the cake to a person who was willing to buy it at your market stall, and it's really no different to that. What you're doing is putting effort in to generate a product that is something from your commitment and your know-how and your energy and your values. You're really expressing the things you care about in a way that makes a difference to the world. And this gives us the opportunity to be able to receive some appreciation in a tangible way for that effort. And that's exciting to me because we're all aware that the world is changing in terms of its financial systems and in terms of what sort of work we do now, what we'll be able to do in the future. There's all sorts of talk about AI and robots, and I think what we've been really motivated, and Sarah and I have had a lot of time thinking about this, is, well, what is the work of real human? What is the humanness in this? How do humans become more fully evolved and more part of our natural environment? And how do we become one with our ecosystem more and more in a way that machines just cannot do? They're not part of it in the same way. So we're really looking at things that people can do that allow them to be rewarded for that, start to provide an alternative income for them that really aligns with what they care about.